that the Igbo leaders are culpable with everything that has happened in the southeast and with what Nnamdi Kanu is presently going through. Severally, where the leaders in the southwest have come together as a bloc, and then they galvanize their people to say, this is what we want. How many people in the southeast are doing it? How many? Your governors are not interested because your governors are saying one thing here, they're doing another thing on the other side. If the governors, as we claim, have come together to say they want Nnamdi Kanu to be released, why would another governor come out to say releasing him will not be a solution? Does it not show you that the house is divided? I've always said that Senator Abaribe has been talking, but has he ever raised the issue of the release of Nnamdi Kanu on the floor of the Senate? What are we talking about?
So, my people, more reactions concerning what happened yesterday in the court about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's matter, as well as how the court adjourned his case indefinitely. So, before I allow you guys to watch this particular video, so there is this particular breaking news yesterday that are making people to go gaga, and it's also connected to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's matter. And it says that Nigeria military confirmed 800, my people, 800 ex Boko Haram fighters undergoing rehabilitation. This is the people that be buying people, kidnapping, collecting ransom. Oh, my people. And right now, they are undergoing rehabilitation. Then what happened to the family that lost loved ones through this Boko Haram? My people, is Nigeria indeed a country or something else? Like the level of abracadabra that is going on in Nigeria is mind-blowing. Yes, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in DSS custody. Have you seen Mazi Nnamdi Kanu carry gun or knife? Or have you heard that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tie somebody? But look at these people have been kidnapping, buying, and doing all kinds of atrocities. Right now, they are going under rehabilitation. What a country. So let me just read that one or two comments from people, what they are saying concerning this Boko Haram rehabilitation. So one said, so what happens to the families that have been killed? Instead of providing therapy to families who witnessed their loved ones killed and resettling them in their lands, we are providing rehabilitation to people who should have been sentenced for terrorism. Even despite the fact that it has been proven that rehabilitation has failed and these patients still go back after a while back to terrorism, the government keeps doing the same thing. There is obvious lack of will to solve this terrorism problem, and the media and the NGOs have a hand in sugarcoating the problem. So this person said again, Nigeria has failed in every aspect of governance, but nothing exposes its collapse more than its handling of terrorism. A country that imprisons activists but rehabilitates terrorists who have slaughtered its citizens is not just a fair state, it is a safe haven for terror. When the law is weaponized against the innocent, while criminals are rewarded, justice becomes a mockery. Nigeria has become a country where those who destroy lives are integrated, while those who demand a better future are silenced. My people, this person just said it all, honestly. So, let me even not talk too much. Let me just allow you guys to listen to this conversation and hear what they said concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu matter. Take a look.
Barrister Darlington, let's get your opinion on this particular one.
Yeah, Fina, what is going on with Nnamdi Kanu's case? Because I can't even call it a trial because they have not even started trying this case. This case have not gone into trial. It's just that the young man is not happy with the way things are going. I mean, a judge told the whole world that, look, my hands are off this case. And then the chief judge or whoever now insisted that she must continue. It is very suspicious. It is your right as a defendant in a case to say, look, I am not comfortable with what is going on here. And if you can adduce enough reason, somebody should listen to you. Yes. And the young man have adduced that reason that this judge presiding over his case, the husband and the son are also standing trial for corruption charges. And so that she made a deal, or there was an imputation that why they are insisting is because they want her to convict him so that they will give her a soft landing with the other cases.
Okay,
so, these are the things he said in court. I hope you remember. Now, if you have that modicum of suspicion,
okay,
it's enough because it should be in favor of the defendant. These are the reasons why Nnamdi Kanu said, look, you can't try me.
But Barrister, before you go on with your take, let me ask you, you know, the reason the registrar of the Federal High Court said that he sent back Nnamdi Kanu's file to Binta Nyako is because there was no written application, you know, made to Nyako to recuse herself, that it was oral, and now requested that Nnamdi Kanu and his lawyer should go back and do a written application requesting for Binta Nyako to recuse herself. What is the implication of that? If Nnamdi does the written application, what are the implications?
The judge, Justice Nyako herself, Binta Nyako, have already said it herself.
I know.
So
the registrar said it was oral application.
No.
What's the difference between oral application and written application? What are the implications?
Actually, in most cases, written applications are more superior when it comes to matters of legal principles.
So why is it that, do you know, can you fathom any reason why Nnamdi Kanu and his lawyer do not want to make a written application?
Well, that is left for them. I cannot tell because I don't have the details. But I've told you that most times, written documents are more superior in court evidence than oral.
Okay.
That's why most times the court will insist, why not put it in writing? So that there will be something to hold on to.
Okay.
In case of argument or denial or something.
And all of that.
Good. But the judge herself has already reclused herself from the case. Did she write any application to any Abuja Judicial that, look, I want to have my, remove my case myself from this case? She did not. So why are you insisting that the other person should write? This is in fact, if you check, these are not even the meat of this particular case. The meat is that a superior court of record have already told you that they don't have a law to try Nnamdi Kanu based on the rendition from Kenya. So why are you dragging this matter right, left, and center? The federal government have nothing to hold on to Kanu. That's why they have not tried this case. If they have a strong evidence against Nnamdi Kanu, they would have started this trial, whether Nnamdi Kanu come to court or not. After all, a certain Tompolo was tried in absentia and he was sentenced. Everybody is aware. He was sentenced in absentia, even though the same government is doing business with him. So what I'm saying in essence is that I don't know what the government is trying to gain from this particular case. Seriously, I don't know. Because even the Supreme Court have told Nnamdi Kanu to sue the federal government for what they did to him. Can you imagine? So is it that the federal government is trying to save face? They don't want to run foul of the law, which they have already done by what they did. Courts within and outside Nigeria have ruled in favor of Nnamdi Kanu. And his lawyer, Jimako, have packaged these 9 cases, 9 in favor of Nnamdi, and they are giving it to the Attorney General of the Federation. So, what is the delay? Why can't you let this man go? What are you waiting for? What are you shopping for? Because it has become a case of you are shopping for something to hold on to something. Meanwhile, this is not there. Why are you still detaining this man when the court have already told you let him go? So it is very curious, and I expect every right-thinking Nigerian to prevail on the federal government to do the needful. To make matters worse, Fina, this same federal government are releasing terrorists, rehabilitating them.
You know, that is another question I wanted to ask you. Because you know
how do you add it up?
Sorry, barrister, before you, Nnamdi did say quite a lot yesterday. You know, he also said that, look, it's the poor knowledge of the law that is affecting the judiciary.
You heard what transpired yesterday and, you know, how he spoke there. Now, some have said, look, that in that video, if we could, you would hear somebody say, tell him, he should be derobed, People around him were, you know, spurring him on. But some have said that in as much as the Nigerian government may not have a case based on how he was renditioned back to the country, but do you think he's making his case any easier with such outbursts in the courtroom?
Well, you can't.
Okay, barrister,
is it me?
Well, it was for the prince, but
sorry, you didn't
but you can react. No, you can react. Go ahead, barrister, and then the prince will react.
You can't beat a child and ask that child not to cry. You see, whenever there is suspicion of injustice, except the person is have lost every sense of rationality, you will react. I've never seen anybody who is unjustly treated that will be happy. Nobody.
All right.
So I think his reaction and the references he made, they should look at it instead of looking at what the young man said.
All right.
Yes. Look at the references. Is it true? You say you are left a case. Why are they insisting that you must continue on that case? Why? It's against the law.
All right then. Okay. Prince Francis.
Well, I would start by saying that my problem with Nnamdi Kanu is the drama he brings to play. You have lawyers, and you should allow your lawyers to do what you've engaged them to do. It's common sense. He has this tendency of trying to shut down on people. I don't think it is helping his case. Yes, the only thing I take from what he said yesterday, which I believe a lot of Nigerians should be interested in, is the issue of the current indictment of the husband and son of the judge. I mean, that is something deep, and that is something nobody should throw away. So I take that. That is all I take from it. And I think because of that, the judge herself is already compromised. And that's the point he has made. It's a very valid point. And I think that is a point based upon which the chief judge should begin to think.
Well, the chief judge, Justice Binta, did recuse herself. And right here on this show, we learned from one of the lawyers that came on this show some time back that even if a judge recuses himself or herself from a case, the Chief Justice of the Federation or the attorney, the AGF, can reassign that same judge to that same case if they feel the reasons tendered were not, valid enough.
I agree with you, Moses. But you see, each day this case comes up, new things come up. When the issue of her reclusing herself from the case, this didn't come up. Now we're having a new evidence to show that, deep down, there's a reason for this woman to be removed or to be allowed to excuse herself from this case. I mean, it's like saying, oh, you're holding somebody, daughter's or son hostage.
So is that
and you're asking that person to adjudicate a case. What do you expect
the government might use that as leverage to influence her decision?
Well, from what has been said and from what we know, it looks like she's been held hostage. It looks like her family members are being held hostage, and then they expect her to do
Now, what does that even say to the government of the Federation? Doesn't that give the impression that government wants to, indict this man regardless of what the case might be?
It's not just about the government. It's about our judicial system. It's to show you that the Nigerian judicial system has become very compromised. The truth, the symbol of justice and fairness no longer exists in our judicial system.
So it's not that they don't know the law, or they wouldn't want to, they don't know how to interpret it?
You say they don't know the law, it's just been too sarcastic. They know the law, but they don't want to follow it the way it is. And that is why I keep saying that For me, the 1999 Constitution is an obnoxious document that needs to be shredded because it gives you an opening here, or it indicts you here. It gives you several opens to escape. I mean, look at what is playing out in Rivers State, for instance. You know, the law says when you decamp to another party, you lose your seat.
Well,
but the same, I'm coming. The same law. Now we're talking about Nnamdi case now.
Okay.
The same law says for you to do that, that you must this.
In your party.
So it is those loopholes that politicians are holding on to.
But on the word of Nnamdi Kanu now, you know, he said something about how the case, which was brought before him, was treasonable felony, but now it has been shifted to terrorism. You know, so is it that Nigerian judicial don't know about the case?
Have you ever gone to the police
and you know
station
that
before?
IPOB, as a case may be, now they've been prescribed fully, they are now a terrorist.
Have you ever been to the police station before? Pray that the police does not take you to court. Because at every point in time, don't forget, Nigeria is a country where people get arrested before investigation will commence.
Okay.
So once you're already docked, they begin to look for more, they begin to find reasons for them to, you know, pin you.
All right, let me bring the barrister back into this conversation.
You remember, initially, when they wanted to try Nnamdi Kanu, the question of jurisdiction came in, and it's very important in a criminal trial. They said Nnamdi Kanu was saying things in UK. That was when Nnamdi Kanu said, okay, since this thing was committed in UK, then you don't have jurisdiction to try me. It was at that point the federal government now removed UK part of this matter. They remove it. They are not talking about it again. Are you getting what I'm saying? Now, they have brought it back here, and then when the lawyers raised the issue of rendition, the federal government now discovered that they have committed. And remember very well that at the appeal court, Michael Zokome, he quashed the 15 count charges against Nnamdi Kanu. It's on record. So having quashed it, the federal government now started shopping for other evidences to indict Nnamdi Kanu. When the 15 count charges you are brought before the court have been quashed, please, what else are you looking for? Michael Zekome, he quashed it in the court. Everybody saw it. The man even knelt down and prayed to God and congratulated God for helping him to overcome this hurdle.
Okay.
So since that time, they have been shopping from one, this thing to the other. That means the federal government is not even sure of what they are pursuing.
All right, barrister, let me stay with you. We've talked the law of it. Let's look at the politics of the whole trial of Nnamdi Kanu. There's an angle I want us to look at. If you put everything together that has happened since the rendition and the cancellation of Nnamdi Kanu, does it look like the Igbo nation has abandoned Nnamdi? We don't see governors, we don't hear governors talking about release of Nnamdi. We don't see the Igbo intelligentsia wade into it, either behind closed doors or in the open. We don't see Ohaneze. The only statement they make is quite political. Does it look like he's been abandoned by his own people?
I don't think so. Mr. Okoro, I don't think so.
No, I'm just asking.
Just that we are following, they are pushing the Igbos to become aggressive and all that in whenever they want to, demand for anything. It's not in our culture. I know some people who would have been carrying dagger, cutlass and gun whenever this matter come up and insisting that their son should be. It's not in our culture. That's the truth.
But barrister, essentially, I want us to look at the role of the elites, the Igbo elites, the role they have played.
They have done what they're supposed to do.
Like what?
They have made representation to Buhari and to Tinubu, the highest office holders in the land. They have made representation to the Attorney General of the Federation. You and I, we saw it.
We hear that the same people that go in the day go back at night and tell the president.
No, please, leave that to rumor.
Is it rumor?
Talk of what you can attest to.
IPOB itself has alleged that, look, there are governors behind the incarceration of Nnamdi.
Did you see when they went in the night? In the law,
of course, you can't see a night crawler because you're not awake. So if someone says another person went in the night.
No. Mr. Okoro, please, let us leave speculation here.
Okay.
The fact remains that the Igbo intelligentsia, the Ohaneze, the Igbo World Congress and all that, they have all made representation to the federal government. What do you want them to do? Is it when they carry gun and cutlass that you not take them serious? If the federal government is a listening government, they should have done the needful before now. I told you here, it's not in our culture to be protesting, carrying gun, marching. Since independence of Nigeria, have you heard the Igbos protesting and killing and destroying things?
But
So
if it's not in the culture of the Igbos, shouldn't, I thought they said desperate times calls for desperate measures. Shouldn't there be some sort of desperate measures as against the sit-at-home that was introduced earlier? Shouldn't there be something else that would speak to the government of Nigeria to say, look, the generality of Igbo wants the release of this man?
We have spoken now. We have spoken in a loud voice. I don't know what else you want them to do. I mean, the Igbo political leaders have they have written documents, signed, and taken to Tinubu. The lawmakers, is that not true? So when people are saying they are not doing, I don't understand. What is the government waiting for in this matter? What
Should
are they
even be doing that? Valentin, is it constitutional right for us to take that route, for us to achieve
anyhow you can achieve peace. That's what we are doing now. If not, from what the court have said, nobody need to talk to anybody to do the needful.
Nobody. Prince Chilak, I want to have your reaction to that question that I asked. Especially, I want you also to factor, to put in, to consider the fact that a lot of people have said, look, a certain group of political elites, be they governors or senators or whoever, the political elites, people, office holders in Igbo land, that are the ones behind the continuous incarceration of Nnamdi. Because according to those sources, according to people that allege, they say that, look, if Nnamdi comes out, he is going to impact negatively on their political status, ambition, and all of that. 2027 is on the table, governorship is on the table, and all of that. And recall, too, that a certain governor, Chukwuma Soludo, in fact, says, look, the release of Nnamdi Kanu is not going to thaw the tension in the southeast. I want to have your broad reaction to all of this.
Before I react to that, we need to be able to identify where this whole agitation starts from and where we've gotten to this point where we are now. I have always maintained that the Igbo leaders are culpable with everything that has happened in the southeast and with what Nnamdi Kanu is presently going through. And I'll tell you why. There wouldn't have been need for this agitation if our so-called leaders in the southeast, the governors, the senators, were doing the right thing. I am from the southeast. I am ashamed of my governors, every one of them. I am ashamed at the level of lack of development in the southeast. So when we begin to talk of agitation, I have always said before now that agitating to hold the federal government responsible is one thing. But let us bring it home. Let us hold our governors accountable, because they are receiving funds every month and the people are not seeing what these funds are being used for. So that is where the problem is. Now, taking it further, have they done enough? Are they doing enough? I would say no. We are in Nigeria, you and I, we have seen how when it comes to the north, trying to get their person out, we've seen how they go about it. Not violently, but we have seen the kind of people that come out to speak. And they don't stop speaking until they achieve something. Bringing it to the southwest, we've seen it severally, where the leaders in the southwest have come together as a bloc. And then they galvanize their people to say, this is what we want. How many people in the southeast are doing it? How many? Your governors are not interested, because your governors are saying one thing here, they're doing another thing on the other side. If the governors, as we claim, have come together to say they want Nnamdi Kanu to be released, why would another governor come out to say releasing him will not be a solution? Does it not show you that the house is divided? I've always said that Senator Abaribe has been talking, but has he ever raised the issue of the release of Nnamdi Kanu on the floor of the Senate? What are we talking about? It's not for you to call a press conference after plenaries. Put it out there. No, he has never. I have never heard him talk about it on the floor of the Senate. He only talks about it after plenaries. So we need to know what we want. Our leaders in the southeast have continued to disappoint us. Let us put it the way it is. And I believe they can do better. I believe they can galvanize if they are ready to speak with one voice. to appeal to God. See, the issue of Nnamdi Kanu right now has gone beyond judicial issue. Let us look at a political solution to it.
Now, talking about looking at a political solution to it, what impact does the prescription of IPOB affirmed by the Supreme Court just the other day have? What impact would he have on his case, looking at a political solution to it?
Well, I will tell you.
Let's measure that side by side.
What I see playing out is give a dog a bad name to kill it. And that's what this government is doing. Because we know that it's only in Nigeria you have proscribed IPOB. Nobody in the international community has called IPOB a terrorist group. So the whole idea is, okay, if they can, like the Supreme Court has said, is a terrorist group, the leader of that group, obvious, is a terrorist. That is what they're trying to do. So for me, I do not subscribe to that. But I'll say this, whether the Supreme Court has said this or not, Nnamdi Kanu's case should be treated as a purely political case with a political solution.
All right,
if every now and then we accept that, you saw what played out in is it Kaduna State, where the government was holding meeting with bandits and terrorists, and they were all, showcasing brandizing their gun and all of that, and nobody got arrested. Have you seen Nnamdi Kanu with a gun or even a knife? So if we have a country where you can look at somebody who has killed many people, who have kidnapped people, who have collected ransom, who have maimed people, who have turned Nigerians into living in IDP camps, and you say they have repented, and you forgive them, and you absorb them. So why is Nnamdi case different? Okay. Is it because he's agitating? Is it because of the word Biafra is coming out? We need to know.
It's interesting to know that even today, the defense headquarters made us understand that 800 surrendered the Boko Haram terrorists who are repentant are passing through the de-radicalization process. And, after that, the next other thing we hear is they've been reintegrated back into the society. These are terrorist group members, and they say they are repented.
No, the funny thing, we know how this whole kidnapping thing started, especially in Lagos with Evans, the kidnapper. Now Evans is telling everybody through his lawyers that he has repented. In other words, he could be freed anytime, because that is the kind of judicial system we are applying in this country. And I keep saying, forgive and forget. Nobody's talking about the bruises. Nobody's talking about the pains. Nobody's talking about the sufferings. So how do we want to say there's going to be justice and peace when injustice has overclouded our sense of judgment?
Interesting one. That's a very, very heavy question there. How are we going to, make this whole thing? I wish that we can just sleep and wake up and find out that everything is working the way it should work. Now, Barrister Darlington, you were saying something earlier. I said that the case have not even begun, that the trial processes of Nnamdi Kanu have not started. And now with this indefinite adjournment of this case, where lies his fate? Is it that it's going to spend more time? What is really happening? What does this indefinite adjournment portend?
You see, when we are talking of tribal sentiment, one of the things that destroy a country is tribal and ethnic and religious sentiment in a very serious national issue. You and I know very well that if Tinubu have not come to power, Sunday Igboho and Shawore wouldn't have been released, because it was when he came into power, I think a month after that, this thing happened. Is that not true? When Buhari was in power, of course, his kinsmen, they were having a free day. Whatever they are doing, nobody bothers and all that. Dasuki had been released, Bawa had been released, even this other guy, Al-Mustafa. So, what's the Wadume? Just to name them. It's like when my man is in power, in like having Abraham in heaven, so you can't go to hell. So this type of thing is causing problem. It started since independence. That is why people are not happy with this amalgamation. We never see ourselves as one. Everything is tended towards religion, ethnic and tribal sentiment. everything we do in Nigeria today. Is that how we are going to?
It's quite an unfortunate one.
It's very unfortunate, seriously. I don't know why people are not looking at it. Everything has to be, where did he come from? Which religion? Which, you know? And that thing has made Nigeria not to move forward. Are you telling me that if an Igbo man were in power today, Nnamdi Kanu will still be in detention?
That speaks to a larger problem.
That's
that
the problem.
Speaks to a bigger problem of division within Nigeria.
I don't know. It's
Barrister, help us understand the clamor for the case to be taken to the southeast.
Yeah.
What impact do you think that would
it's
have?
not bad. Yeah, because the man felt that he's been victimized in Abuja. And the get condition, no. He didn't say that the case must be taken to Abuja. No, he said if there is no other judge in Abuja that can take over his case, then let them take it to the southeast. I mean, is that not a very fair judgment of his matter? He didn't see that no, he cannot be tried in Abuja. He didn't say so. He only said if there is no other judge, then take it to the southeast. And I mean, anybody
now, going by what's been happening in the southeast, the seat at home, the unrest that has followed the seat at home, do you think government would want to consider taking his case to the southeast?
In fact,
do you think that might create a larger problem?
The government will not consider, because any day they court, the matter is coming up, the statute will be shut down. There won't be any space for people in court, even outside. If that matter is taken to the southeast, the particular state where this matter is to be tried, everybody on their own, no, not that everybody is going to induce them. They will shut down that state for that day.
Barrister, do you think that
do
you think that the federal government will care more for the safety of Nnamdi Kanu being tried in the southeast, or southeast being shut down? I mean, the southeast has been shut down every month for the past 3 years, and the federal government never blinked an eye. I mean, the attitude is like, if you like, stay at home, that's your business.
The thing is that even in Abuja where he's been tried, I don't think his life is being threatened.
No, that's what I'm saying. Do you think that the government will be more interested in his safety and will not take him to the southeast for trial, or because, according to you, the southeast will be shut down? I mean, the southeast has been on lockdown every month for the past 3 years.
The thing is that the federal government have to consider two factors here. One, the security situation that may arise, because definitely people will clamor, people will surge into the court and all that.
Okay, so they'll fear more for his safety.
Exactly, and the security agencies may not handle the crowd.
Okay,
that is one.
So it's essentially about the safety of Nnamdi.
Exactly.
They want him alive, not because the southeast will be shut down.
Good. So, and even where he is now, Nnamdi Kanu has now told us that his life is being threatened. Okay. From what he did in court yesterday, he doesn't look like a sick man or somebody who is having health challenges.
Prince Francis,
he was so vocal and
do you
all
share
that.
the same view?
So what I think is that the federal government should not even think, even I won't even like it.
Okay,
I won't even like it. I won't.
Prince Francis.
Well, for me, it doesn't matter where the case is tried. For me, it's the fact that he's saying he doesn't want a particular judge, and in your constitution, your 1999 constitution, he has a right to do that. And I think the right thing to do right now is to say, okay, if he doesn't agree, I mean, you can't tell me there are no other judges in the federal capital that can take care of this case, except people are scared, or except that they are seeing something that we're not seeing, they're trying to avoid something that, you know, like I said, maybe everybody just feels that this case, there is no case.
Okay, I think too. I think we need to clarify something. I hope I'm just correct, because Nnamdi, he wasn't particular about side. He said the former eastern region. Could be Port Harcourt, it could be Cross River, it could be Calabar, it could be Uyo, it could even be Bayelsa or Yenagoa. I think that was the former eastern region.
The bottom line of what he's saying is that he doesn't want Iyako as the judge of his case. Period. So anywhere you feel that you have a judge that can take it, if you have somebody in Abuja, fine and good. If not, any other place, including the Southwest.
You know,
including the Southwest.
When you are angry,
I was just referencing his words. Former Eastern region.
No, that thing does not. It doesn't need to come up, because the states have moved on. The regions have moved on. You can't go back. there is nothing like former Eastern region where you bring South. You know, South was under former Eastern region.
Exactly the point.
So he was saying it, but maybe out of anger or whatever.
No, I don't think he said it out of anger.
I
know where. No, let us be sincere.
We are not interpreting
I know where he's going.
We are saying exactly what he said.
What he's trying to tell you is that his agitation for Biafra is still there. That is what he's, he's trying to tell you that those are Biafran region, whether you like it or not. Let us not run from it.
You know, you cannot even pursue that until Biafra become reality. Even the South people, ordinary Ohanes Zendibo that they gave the chairman to somebody from River. Look at the hoopla it's causing. So you cannot force the people of the South into Southeast as of today.
I totally agree with you.
I think you are miscontextualizing the whole thing that I said on what Nnamdi said. Nnamdi is not trying to recreate the Eastern region. He said, if you can't try me if you can't find another judge in Abuja, take me to any part of the former Eastern region.
No. You can't say that. There is nothing like that now, as of today. He may have said it.
Is there no former Eastern region?
There is.
That's the
former.
point.
Yes, there is.
He's not trying to recreate it. He said, take me to any of the place in the former. He didn't say take me to Eastern region. He said
there is nothing like former, because the former Eastern region included South and Southeast. Other what we're operating today, as of today, that is the nomenclature.
All right then.
So if you are saying former, where is that former Eastern region? Where is it today? Where is it? You can't name them now. You can't.
All right.
I hope you guys had everything they discussed in this particular video. I would love you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section as always. Through comment, we all learn as well. And also do well to subscribe if you haven't. Share the video so that other people will see this video, and also subscribe to my channel for more updates, and also give me a thumbs up so that YouTube will recommend this video to other people to watch. Thank you so much everyone for watching. I truly appreciate you all. Yes, I'm going to see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to Shammer Seniors TV.